are listening to Standards in 10 Minutes from The Standard Show, the podcast that brings you the stories behind the standards.
Hello, my name is Matthew Childs.
And I'm Cindy Parakill.
And this Standard in 10 Minutes is ISO 32212, Net Zero Transition Planning for Financial Institutions. Here are 10 things you need to know.
Number 1. What the standard is all about.
ISO 32212 provides financial institutions with an internationally recognised framework for developing, implementing and maintaining net zero transition plans. Developed through ISO's international standards process with input from national standards bodies and a wide range of financial, regulatory and technical stakeholders and experts, the standard helps organisations embed climate considerations into governance, strategy, financing decisions, risk management and organisational oversight. As transition planning becomes an increasingly important part of financial decision-making, ISO 32212 provides a common reference point that supports consistent, credible and transparent approaches across markets. Number 2. Why the standard was developed.
ISO 32212 was developed in response to the rapid growth of sustainable finance and increasing expectations on financial institutions following the Paris Agreement. As banks, insurers, and investors committed to net zero targets, approaches to transition planning varied widely, making plans difficult to compare and raising concerns about consistency and credibility. At the same time, initiatives such as the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero, alongside evolving regulatory expectations in jurisdictions, including the UK, highlighted the need for more consistent approaches to transition planning. In response, ISO, working with national standards bodies, including BSI, developed ISO 32212 through international consensus. The result is a practical framework that supports financial institutions in implementing, monitoring, and continually improving their transition plans. Number 3. Who the standard is for.
ISO 32212 is designed for financial institutions of all sizes and in all markets that are developing or strengthening their approach to net zero transition planning. It is relevant to central banks, insurance companies, asset managers, asset owners, investment institutions, regulators, and other organisations involved in sustainable finance. Number 4. Making net zero plans work in practice.
ISO 32212 provides a structured international framework for net zero transition planning in financial institutions. It connects climate commitments more directly to core financial activities such as lending, investment, underwriting, rather than treating transition planning as a standalone sustainability exercise. The standard also sets out expectations for governance, risk management, metrics and targets, helping organizations integrate transition planning into decision-making and operational processes. By focusing on implementation as well as ambition, it helps address gaps between high-level net zero commitments and the practical actions needed to deliver them. Number 5. What's in the standard?
ISO 32212's practical framework to help financial institutions develop, implement and continually improve their net zero transition plans follows 5 connected steps. Assessing climate-related risks and opportunities, setting objectives and targets, embedding transition goals into financing, investment and engagement decisions, and communicating progress through clear reporting, regular reviewing and updating plans. The standard places strong emphasis on governance, including board oversight, defined responsibilities, appropriate resources, and robust documentation. It is also designed to complement existing international guidance and reporting frameworks, helping organisations reduce duplication while strengthening transition planning. Number 6. How organisations use the standard.
Organizations use ISO 32212 to integrate net zero transition planning into financial, investment, and risk management decisions. Rather than treating climate planning as a separate sustainability activity, the standard helps embed it within existing governance and business processes. Using a recognized international framework can strengthen accountability, build confidence among investors, regulators, and other stakeholders, and demonstrate structured transition planning. The standard also supports continual improvement, enabling organizations to adapt their transition plans as markets, policies, and technologies evolve. Number 7. Benefits of using the standard.
ISO 32212 provides financial institutions with a consistent and internationally recognised approach to net zero transition planning. By establishing a common framework, it improves comparability between organisations and helps investors, regulators and other stakeholders assess transition plans more consistently. The standard also strengthens decision-making by integrating climate considerations into governance, risk management and strategic planning. In doing so, it supports clearer and more credible communication of net zero commitments and reduces the risk of inconsistent interpretation or transition washing. For organisations, it can help demonstrate structured climate planning to the market. For regulators, it offers a useful reference point for supervision and policy alignment. Number 8. How the standard works alongside other standards.
ISO 32212 is designed to complement rather than replace existing sustainability and climate-related standards. It works alongside disclosure frameworks such as IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, and other climate reporting requirements by focusing on how financial institutions develop and implement transition plans rather than solely on disclosure. The standard also aligns with ISO management system standards, including ISO 14001 for environmental management and ISO 31000 for risk management, enabling organizations to integrate transition planning into established governance and risk processes. This helps reduce duplication while supporting consistency across strategy, risk, and reporting. By building on familiar management system principles, organizations can incorporate transition planning into existing business processes, making implementation more efficient and helping ensure climate-related considerations are embedded across the organization rather than managed in isolation. Number 9. Integration of multiple global climate finance frameworks.
A distinctive feature of ISO 32212 is that it brings together established international guidance and market practice into a single structured framework for financial institutions. Rather than creating new principles, it builds on existing work from a range of sustainable finance initiatives and global organisations involved in transition planning. This collaborative approach helps align different perspectives, reduce fragmentation between existing guidance, and support greater consistency in how transition planning is applied across global financial markets. It also makes it easier for organisations operating across multiple jurisdictions to adopt a more coherent and internationally aligned approach. Number 10. The people involved in developing the standard.
ISO 32212 is developed by ISO Technical Committee 322, the international committee responsible for standardization in sustainable finance. Its work focuses on integrating environmental, social, and governance considerations into financing of economic activities. The committee brings together experts from industry, government, academia, certification bodies, and environmental organizations to develop globally recognized standards. It also works closely with other ISO technical committees, including TC68 for financial services, TC207 for environmental management, TC251 for asset management, TC309 for governance of organizations, ensuring alignment across related areas of standardization.
So there you have it, a standard in 10 minutes. ISO 32212, Net Zero Transition Planning for Financial Institutions.
You have been listening to Standards in 10 Minutes from The Standard Show, the podcast that brings you the stories behind the standards.
You just heard a Stripped Media production.